This is something that uses ultrasonic sound waves. You don't hear a thing. Your pets don't hear a thing. But the roaches, the spiders, the mice, the rats, they hear something that drives them crazy and they skedaddle. Bella's Howell put together this ultrasonic pest repeller. We have an 11-piece set. I think that is the biggest I have ever seen us do. And you get a really great assortment with this as well. $39.95, 3 flex payments available on it. And you're going to get 2 of your micros. These are the little tiny ones right there. Everything works equally. So the bigger ones don't work any more powerfully than the small ones, but we know that sometimes you want something a little bigger, something a little smaller, so it's just easy to give you a combination. So 2 of your micros, you're gonna get 2 of your micros that actually have a night light in them. You're gonna get 3 of your classics as well, 3 of the classics with that light. You're going to get another light with an outlet so that you don't even lose your outlet. Let me see if I can turn this around for you so you can see right there. You don't even lose your outlet on that one. And then you're gonna get 2 other classics with your outlet. And then you're also going to get your choice of a color because we have it in white, we also have it in gray, and we also have it in taupe, and we also have Lou Caputo standing by. You know, this has been one of my favorite things because this worked for me. I had a huge problem with mice in my home. And anybody who has heard that little, at night, that little sound of tiny little feet, it just strikes fear in your heart. I tried everything to get rid of it. I had to finally resort to those horrible traps, and it still didn't work. I plugged these in, all gone. It was amazing. These things work. We have sold, I don't even know how many we've sold at this point.
Oh, millions and millions and millions.
True.
I mean, we've been selling these a long time, Alice. But here's what's really special about this set. You know, you covered that it's kind of a cornucopia, a smorgasbord of all different types of our ultrasonic pest repellers in terms of features. However, the big deal for me, it's 11 pieces. 11 pieces in this set, and typically this is like the kind of thing that we normally do for a today's special, you know, given the number and the price. So that's why, for me, I looked at this and I thought it was a mistake at first. I was like going, 11? Are you sure it's 11?
I think this has to be one of the best values we have ever done. I've never seen us do 11. I've seen us do 8. Maybe 10, but I don't think I've ever seen us do 11 and not at this kind of value. I mean, I do think this may be even better than our today's special values.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. And what's cool about these too is because, you know, they are from Bell & Howell, and Bell & Howell's been around for over 110 years. And, you know, back when, if you remember, they made projectors, they made cameras, film cameras. So they've actually won Academy Awards for advancements in lighting, but more importantly, in audio as it applies to this. And what's nice about these is because they're ultrasonic, we're never gonna hear them, okay? And you won't hear them, your pets won't hear them. But rats, mice, ants, roaches, and spiders do. We have no idea what it sounds like to them, but we know that it's effective and we know it's gonna drive them away. And these are the species that most people have problems with. And the way you use them, Alice, is simplicity itself. You just plug them in and they just start working, immediately emitting those ultrasonic sound waves. And because they're sound, we know sound echoes. That's what these do. Watch this, okay? So you've got this roach on the countertop here, and this is just a horrible innovation in terms of that. It's disgusting. But those red lines represent the sound waves, the ultrasonic sound waves coming out, and they're bouncing off the surfaces, they're reverberating, they're echoing, and what that does is it creates this cacophony of sound that starts to grate on the nerves of the pests in question, and they're going to leave the area because they can't take it after a while. And that's why these are so great, Alice, because they're humane. No poisons, no traps, just plug them in, they start working. That's all you do, and that's why we give you so many, but I don't remember ever giving you a choice of 11, a total of 11. You're loving the white right now because the white basically disappears in your home. Just make sure when you use them that nothing's in front of it. But you know what I love these for? I love these for ants. Try to get rid of ants. I think it's one of the most difficult things. They just show up and then they just, you can, my dad had a problem with it and I could watch the ants walk around, literally walk around that little trap he put out, that little sticky thing. They just marched right on around it. I got him this and believe me, it is gone. These things work. That's the best part, is that we would not have sold millions of these. And
I think there are a lot of doubting Thomases out there, as you should be. You know, you should always question.
Yeah.
Frankly, when I first got this, I was a doubting Thomas too, because I had a problem with mice, and I was trying all the traditional methods, the poisons, everything else. At first I tried the humane method, tried to catch them, and then they just kept showing up more and more and more.
Yes.
And then you go to the madness, you know, the traps and everything else, which is so awful. But then I had a sample of this that somebody had given me as a product, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm just gonna plug it in. I plugged it in, and 2 weeks later, I remember thinking to myself, I haven't heard that little sound of those feet at all since I plugged this in. It works. So many people have used this, and so many people have used it for all those things, because, Lou, I don't even think, my pest control guy said I had spiders too around my pool area.
Oh, yeah.
I took him out there. I said, hey, look, can you help me with the spiders? He goes, got a broom? Thanks for that.
I mean, honestly, when it comes down to spiders, that's pretty much your option. It's a broom, a rolled up newspaper, or tent your house. I mean, honestly, that's all you can do with them. But the Bell & Howell pest repellers actually work against spiders. And, you know, I took this bin out here because I want everybody to kind of get an idea why these are the better way to go. Because traditionally, this is what we all do. We go out and we start buying things that are going to get rid of our pests. Now, the problem with that, though, is that they're very specific to species when you buy these poisons and the traps and everything else. So this is just a bin full of things for ants, okay? And I guarantee you we spent easily as much money as you would on this 11-piece set, but that's just ants. If I have roaches, Alice, I gotta go out and I gotta buy more stuff. So now I'm doubling down here. I got my ant stuff, I got my roach stuff. We got a lot of stuff happening here. But you were talking about rats and mice. Well, guess what? All over again, we're starting. We got to go out. We got to get even more stuff. So now I got stuff for ants. I got stuff for roaches. I got stuff for, you know, rats and mice. Underneath my sink, my closet, wherever it is that you keep your pesticides and things, it's got to be overflowing at this point, okay? The problem with all this, though, is that this stuff will wear off. Okay, once you use it, it wears off. When you run out of it, you've got to go back and buy more. And there's nothing worse than reaching under a cabinet and finding an empty can when you see a roach and you really, really need it. The Bell & Howell pest repellers work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They work on the ants, they work on the roaches, they work on the rats and the mice. And as Alice and I were saying a moment ago, spiders. They work for spiders too, and there's nothing else out there. I've never seen a spider trap. You know why? Because they make the webs, they build the traps, they know how to get out of them.
That's right.
I mean, right? They're smart.
They're smart. So smart that my pest control guy really had nothing. He said, I've got nothing. There's nothing you can do for spiders except slap them. And I'm like, I can't even reach up there. This is going to work though. And you know, to your point, once you buy this, you're done. You are completely done. I've had mine for years and years and years. They just keep on working. I do not remember seeing a roach in my house, and I leave food out, frankly. I don't always get the dishes done every night. I'm just saying.
Who does?
I have not seen a roach in my house. For sure, since I bought these years ago. Nothing. Nothing. They don't even try and make a little run for it. Nothing. I don't see them at all. They don't like the noise. And if you have purchased them in the past and you think, well, I'm not sure that they're working, maybe it's because you have it behind something. My dad, when he plugged it in, the ants were still there. And so I came to see him, and he had put it in behind the coffee maker. I said, Dad, it's an ultrasonic wave, so it has to have a clear path. That's the only thing you need to know about that. And if you have, I think it's hamsters, gerbils, and bunnies, right? You don't want to use these around those.
Mice.
Or rats or mice.
Yeah.
But all your other pets won't be bothered. The dogs, the cats, nobody's bothered by that.
Correct. No, they're not. And that's the thing. If you do keep rodents as pets, like rats or mice, or you do have gerbils, hamsters, anything like that, just don't put them in the room where you have them. But if you don't keep those as pets, put one in every single room. And that's why this 11-pack is huge, okay? And literally huge, but also just in terms of advantages for you, because you're gonna have total coverage for the house. You know, one in every bedroom, one in every bathroom, kitchen, living room, dining room, attic, basement, garage, all those places. It's crucial you do that, because notice the way this is just blanketing this entire house in this animation. That's what you want. You don't want to give the pests a way to get in, because if there's one area of the house where you don't have the pest pest repellers, they're going to just come in that way and hang out in that area. So you're going to walk into your laundry room maybe and say, you know, wow, look at this. There's roaches in here. These things don't work. But do you have one in there? That's the big deal. And look at this. I mean, you know, given the choice, Alice, I would rather have the pest repeller in the wall in my living room, dining room, kitchen, which I do, than have pesticides out there or traps or any kind of poison that my 2 dogs could get into. You know what I mean?
I know.
To me, and it's humane, because I mean, at the end of the day, who wants to empty a mouse trap when you hear the thing go off in the middle of the night?
It's so
you know
awful.
what I mean? Nobody.
Because even if they do actually, and I'm a really compassionate person, I did try to trap them. I really did. But even if they trap them, if they catch them, sometimes they don't always die peacefully. It's a horrible, horrible experience. I went through it. It was really devastating for me to try and get rid of them. This is effortless. It is not only effortless, it works. And this is, I think it is our biggest configuration. My card does not say that, but I think it's the biggest configuration I have ever seen us do. And I think it's one of the best values because this turns out to be what, about $3 and some change each. And they, once you buy them, you do not have to buy anything else. You're done. You just plug them in, which is incredible when you think about what you spend for 1 bottle of poison that's going to kill whatever roach happens to cross wherever you spray it. If you can even catch it, just spray it, you know? I mean, all of that, get rid of all of it. This is all you need, no pesticide, it's humane, it's easy. I even plugged my in, when I had a garage, I put it in my garage. And then I even put it in, by outside, I had a plug outside and in the pool area, just because I didn't want anything in that pool area. And it works for a certain limited area, so why not?
It will. Yeah, because it has nowhere to bounce back. I don't know if you noticed, but my dog Lucy has joined us. And the reason is she hates the mouse trap. So when I snapped the mouse trap a few minutes ago, she can't stand that sound. So she came running over here. She wanted me to pick her up. But I want you to, this kind of proves a point to everybody. If you look over here next to me, I actually have, you can't see them, but there's 5 pest repellers plugged in here next to me in this little house prop. 5 of them. Does she look like she's bothered by these at all? Does she look concerned?
Not at all.
Not even a little.
Yeah.
Not even a little.
I think you're about to get a little cat nap in there. Your dog's going to get a cat nap.
Maybe both of us.
Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? You know. Listen, we have the white available. White is selling the fastest right now, but we do have the gray. The gray is a very pretty color. If you have gray walls, that would work beautifully. And then we also have it available in your taupe. Let me go through again all that you're getting because it's nice, this variety, particularly, Lou, because some of them are going to be the little micro minis that you're seeing right there. And again, even the small ones work the same as the big ones. You're just getting a configuration that you might be able to use throughout your house. So 2 of your micros, 2 of the micros are going to come with your night lights on them as well. You're going to get 2 of your classics. In addition to the 2 classics, you're going to get 1 of your traditional with an outlet, which means right here, I'm going to show you that. So you can still, you don't lose your outlet, okay? Put this in the bottom of it, and then you're going to still have the ability to plug in 2 things there. You're also going to get 2 of your classics with outlets. Everything 11 pieces. That is 11 rooms that you're going to be able to protect and get rid of those pests. But once you buy these, it's one and done. And just like with everything we offer, if you have 30, I hear that little whimper, that was so cute. You have 30 days to try it. Try it and see how it works, okay? See how it works on your ants. Can we show them again, Lou, what this works on? Because that's what I think is so impressive. Try to find something for ants, spiders, so hard to get rid of.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, too, because a lot of people will call in, and I know you've heard them, too, where they'll say, like, oh, I've had success with these on other things. Bell and Howell basically was told by HSN, if you want to make any claims about these, you have to go out and you have to perform independent third-party laboratory testing on these. Now, here's the rub. That testing is crazy expensive. So what they did was they picked the 5 most common species that people have problems with. And it turned out to be rats, mice, ants, roaches, and spiders. So now we can say to you definitively that these are effective at repelling rats, mice, ants, roaches, and spiders from the localized area in which they're working. And that is the approved legal jargon, but also it's significant because remember, listen to what I said, localized area. That's why you want one in every room. And in the past, sometimes you might get a set and maybe you had to, buy a second set, or maybe you had to add on to a set you had. Well, with these, you're getting 11. I mean, that's a lot. That should be enough to do, a big house. And for those of you that are like, well, my house isn't all that big. Well, think about this. Do you have a storage unit? Do you have a boat? Do you have an RV? Do you have a weekend house? Do you have a friend that's got a pest problem? Give it to them as well. You know what's funny, Alice? In this age where people can reach out to us so easily through so many different ways, last night between my shows, I had 2 different customers reach out to me on Facebook wanting to give testimonials about how much they love these. I mean, so think about that for a second. Somebody's going to go to that length to track me down and do that just because they really, really like the pest repellers. So we got to be doing something right with these, Alice.
Absolutely. And in fact, it's one of my things that I gift the most. Most people ask me about these. They want to know if they work. And yes, in my opinion, I've used them. I'm the best testimonial for this because I have used them and they work beautifully. I've given them to my dad. I have given them to my best friend. I've given them to so many different people. But most recently, Lou, I gave it to a friend of mine, what you were talking about, on a boat. He had mice on his boat. And they get in all those wires. You do not want them to mess with your wires on a boat. I mean, that's really, really scary. And let me tell you, he was so grateful because he couldn't even see them to get to them. I mean, how are you gonna try and even put traps out on a boat? These things work so beautifully. You can use them anywhere. It is our biggest configuration I've ever seen us do with 11. And one of the best values ever at $39.95, a great time to do it. One more time, Lou, if you could, just for people who might be tuning in, why do we want ultrasonic pest repellers?
Well, you know what? Because you can't hear them. They are the humane way to get rid of the pests without any poison, without any fuss, no muss. There's no work involved with these. There's nothing to ever replace, nothing to clean. There's nothing you have to do. You just plug these in and you sit back and you relax and enjoy the fact, Alice, that you don't have the critters in the house anymore. There's no more, rats, mice, ants, roaches, or the dreaded spiders. None of that going on. And as you can see from my little pal Lucy right here, she could care less about the sound from these. She can't hear them. I can't hear them.
Definitely not going to interfere with her cat nap. Listen, Lou, thank you so much. We love these.
You're welcome.
All 11 coming to you for $39.95. Again, make sure you don't put anything in front of it, okay? You don't want anything to block that ultrasonic, okay? You have the choice of the gray, the taupe available, and then you've got the white as well. 3 flex payments available. Stay in the ordering process, very popular. In fact, almost 1,000 of you have picked them up in this presentation alone. But now that we've gotten rid of the pests, well, let's get rid of some of the dull